Watch your broken dreams dancing in and out of the beams of a neon moon. How's it going? This is Shane Thomas. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to play Neon Moon by Brooks Dunn. Oh, awesome song. Awesome song. I don't know if it's the perfect country song, but it's darn near close to it. With all the imagery and the catchy chorus and the wonderful melody. Man, awesome singer singing it. It came out in 1992, I think it was. And half of Brooks and Dunn, about the duo Brooks and Dunn, half of it, Ronnie Dunn, wrote the song. And what a tremendous song it is. It just paints these images, tells this wonderful story. Lord knows many of us have been there. Under the beams of the neon moon, and your lady left you, or vice versa. If your man left you, ladies, if your man left you, you got to deal with those emotions and the reality of a love that didn't work out. So, and that's one good thing about music. We can all relate to stuff like this in certain hits a certain emotional chord. So speaking of chords, we're going to learn how to play this. Like most great country songs, there's only 3 chords, and it's a fairly simple song to learn. But my goodness, you start playing When the Sun Goes Down, and everybody be like, oh dang, you're going to have yourself a bunch of friends. Mark my words on that. I don't want to neglect Kacy Musgraves. Redid it. And that became a very popular song too. So Neon Moon is one of those songs that's going to stand the test of time. It's just inevitable. Like most classics, most standards, they're going to, generation after generation, you're going to find meaning in the song, and it's going to resonate with people. With those broken dreams, dancing in and out of the beams of a neon moon. So here we go. It's in the key of A. Strumming patterns, fairly simple. There's different ways to do it, but if you're just strumming along, maybe down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. But you can also mute and speed it up a little bit too if you like. But if you're just learning the guitar, probably the most simple thing would be just down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. All right, now your A chord, as far as what your left hand will be doing on the fretboard, you play the 5th string open because that's the A string, so that's your root note. Press down on the 2nd fret. All the fingering is going to be on the 2nd fret. Make sure you press down the 4th string on the 2nd fret, the 3rd string, 2nd fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, and play. Here's the hardest part of all. You got to play that high E string open. So it might take you a while where you're not hitting that, getting that buzz. You got to get those fingers up, situated on that fretboard. All right, some people like to do it just one finger doing it, but again, it's important to make that high E string, that 1st string, ring out. So 5th string open, 1st string open, everything else you press down your fingers or finger on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string on the 2nd fret. Okay, that's how it starts off. Now a little bit about the song structure before we get going. Basically you have an intro, then you have 3 verses, and then it basically alternates verse, chorus, tremendous chorus, verse, chorus, and then you got a instrumental in there, guitar solo in there. And then if you want to learn the guitar solo, I'll put that in another video. So I'll put that in another video if you're wanting to learn the guitar solo. Simple guitar solo, but effective. All right, so verse in the key of A. When the sun goes down, there's the A, my side of town. That lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world. All right, so now we're on the D chord. All right, so 4-string open, because that's the D string. Excuse me. And that's your root note. Put your second finger on the 2nd fret, 1st string. Skip the 2nd string and put your 1st finger on the 3rd string. All right, and then put your ring finger in between on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Remember, don't forget to play the 4th string open. Oh, there's smoke filled, back to A. All right, so we go from A to D, back to A. Now, as it is in many country songs, it is almost an alternating. You go from the root chord, which is A in this case, because that's what key it's in, to the next chord, back. Instead of going back to the D, though, you're going to go to E. Now, let me show you where we're at in the song. When the sun goes down, my side of town, lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns. Stay on the D, back to A, blue. All right? So, there's our first go around. Now we're going to do the second part of that first verse. There's a rundown bar, still at A, across the railroad tracks. Got a table for 2, way in the back. I'll paint that picture, Ronnie Dunn. Paint that picture. Where I sit alone, back to D. Think I'm losing you. Back to A. All right, now here's where it changes. So don't go back to D like I was saying. I spend most every night. We're at the E chord now. E chord, you play it, top string, low E, open. You play the 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 2nd fret. So put your index or your middle finger and your ring finger there. Now it gets a little tricky. The E major chord isn't the easiest chord to play. So we got our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, ring finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Then we're going to skip until we get all the way down on the 2nd string. Excuse me, on the 3rd string. 1st fret. Okay, and everything else is open. So there's your chord shapes. So 6th string open, press down on the 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 2nd fret, and put that index finger on that 1st fret, 3rd string, and play the last 2 strings of the 1st string and 2nd string open. I spend most every night beneath the light of a neon moon, back to A. All right? So we're getting there. Now, as I say in my other videos, if you can, most songs are the same chords throughout. So I know it's taken us a while to get through the first verse, but having done that, we will have the chords all we need for each verse. So let's take it from the top. A. When the sun goes down, my side of town, lonesome feeling comes to my door, the whole world turns blue. Back to A, all right? Now we're going to do that again. Let's do another repetition. There's a rundown bar across the railroad track, got a table for 2 way in the back. Let's go to E, or D, excuse me. Not E. Think I'm losing you. back to A. Now we're gonna go to E land. I spend most every night beneath the lights, still on the E. Back to our root chord in the key of A. All right, so there's our verse. Now, here's a little trick. And you don't have to do this. You can stay right there on the A. But in country music and a lot of genres of music, you know the chorus is coming when you hear they go from, in this case, an A to an A7. And it's simple. All you got to do, remember A, we're pressing down on the second, third, and fourth string, second fret. But if we take one finger off and play that third string, so that's your G string, and still keep everything else, keep that second fret pressed down on the second string and the fourth string second fret pressed down. Can you hear the difference? That leads up to the chorus. If you lose. Okay, so that's a little tricky, I know, but so once we know we're going to lead up to the chorus when we go from A to A7, which is basically just taking your finger when you're playing the A, take that finger off of the third string and still play the other ones. Now if you lose, this is D chord, your one and only E, back to D, there's always room here for the lonely. To watch you, back to D, back to E, of a neon moon. All right, so there we go. I know it's taken a while, but we got the whole song, believe it or not, right now. So we got the A chord, you got the D chord, you learned how to play the E. Now you just got to piece all those pieces of the puzzle together and make the song. So let's do a quick run through real quick. We won't do the whole song, but we'll do the first verse and the first chorus. And remember, you just repeat that. Verse 2, chorus 2. I think the instrumental, the guitar comes in after the second chorus. Then it goes to the verse 3, then the chorus, and then I'll show you the outro. But so let's just do the first verse and the first chorus. Remember, strum pad down, down, up, down. In the key of A, down, down, up, down, down, down. When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome still on A comes to my door, and the whole world turns. We're at D right now. D, A. There's a rundown still on A, and a railroad track. Got a table for two, weighing still on A, back to D. Think I'm losing you. Now we're staying the A, but now we're going to go to the new chord. I spend most E, neath the light, a neon moon. Now you can either stay on A there or go just lose a finger, not literally of course. I'll play that, go from A, open up that third string, and still play the second fret, second string, and the fourth string, second fret. Now if you lose your one, that's a D, so the chorus is D. Now if you lose your one and E, back to D for the lonely. To watch your broken dreams, back to D, running in and out of the beams, oven back to A. All right, there's first verse, first chorus. And we're going to go into the second verse. I think of two young lovers running wild and free. I close my A, and when we're going to go to D, you in the shadow, back to A. And you just keep doing that. And then, now if you lose your one and only, back to D, back to E, back to D again, back to E again, back to A. That's verse 2. And then you got the guitar solo. Like I said, I'll put that in the future video if you want to just learn the guitar solo as well. And then the final verse. Jukebox plays on, drink by drink, and the words of every sad song seem to say what I think, and it's hurting inside of me. Oh my gosh, woo! Ronnie Dunn sure knows how to sing a song, doesn't he? Goodness. All right, but that's verse 3. Now, the only other little thing, after you do verse 3, chorus, repeat the chorus for a third time. At the very end, and the crowd loves singing this, because I've seen a lot of videos and concerts and stuff that the crowd sings this part. They just kind of on the outro, they just kind of reiterate the last part of the chorus. Watch your broken, which is in D, running in and out of the beams of a neon moon, back to A. Watch your broken dreams running in and out of the beams, E. And let's go back home, folks. Back to A of the neon moon. All right, so there we go. Simple chords, A chord, D chord, E chord. If you want, as you're leading up to the chorus, play an A7, which is simply removing one finger off of the A chord. So the song structure, you got the intro, verse 1, verse 1, chorus. Then you play the chorus. Verse 2, chorus. Then you have a nice little guitar solo. Verse 3, then chorus, repeat the chorus again. And then have that little outro. Watch your broken dreams, running in and out of the beams of a neon moon. All right, so there we go. Play this song, learn this song. You're going to impress some people, but even if no people was around, you're going to have a blast playing this song. What a wonderful song. Wonderful melody, wonderful chorus. It's been covered numerous times and for good reason. Ronnie Dunn, thank you so much for a great song. Thank you for a wonderful voice on not only that song, but all these other songs you've sang on. Folks, if you like this YouTube channel, you want to learn how to play guitar and learn hundreds of songs, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And until next time, keep strumming along, keep singing, and keep enjoying this wonderful thing called music. I'm Shane Thomas.